This week on the Computer Chronicles, we take you to Comdex in Las Vegas for a look at the newest computer technologies, like this new low-cost internet terminal from Wise, new three-dimensional web browsers that make surfing the net look like playing a game, new internet search engines. This one from Quarterdeck won the Best of Show award. We'll show you how to use the internet to call your friends overseas for the price of a local call, plus the new and improved Newton, the rush to digital photography, the new 1 gigabyte Jazz drive, and finally an easy way to organize your files in Windows. All this and more coming up next on this special Comdex edition of the Computer Chronicles.
Computer Chronicles is made possible in part by Hewlett-Packard Personal Computers, developing PCs for business. Additional funding from the Software Publishers Association, providers of educational materials to help manage software. Don't copy that floppy.
The internet dominated this Comdex the way it's dominating every other aspect of the computer business these days. The big debate here at Comdex is whether a new low-cost internet terminal will soon replace today's standalone desktop PC.
The source of the controversy is, first, can you deliver an actual digital access device for $500? Ellison maintains that when you price out all the components, they run about $330, including monitor, which means you could price it at $500. Of course, even though it has a processor, it's a low-level processor. Most of the stuff is being done on the back end. But if you're Bill Gates, you don't like that model, because what you want people to do is have more powerful PCs that in essence run more powerful software, and of course what he's doing.
The Ellison Tim Baharan refers to is Larry Ellison, head of Oracle, just one of the major computer companies planning a low-cost internet terminal. IBM has announced a similar product. And this is the network terminal from Wise called the WinTerm. It's designed to run under Windows and sells for $500. It's a so-called dumb terminal and depends on accessing applications somewhere out on the network. But if we get to the point where applications reside on the internet, the WinTerm will do just fine.
A lot of times, users will have a lot of trouble when their system goes down. They won't know how to take the proper steps to get the system up and running again. In this case, they've got a very, very simple device that needs no configuration on the desktop. That way, they just take it out of a box, put it on the desk and plug it in, and they're able to log into a centralized, centrally administered system that is controlled by people whose job it is to make sure the system works properly for the users.
While there may be some doubt as to whether these internet terminals will eventually replace full-featured PCs, there was no doubt here at Comdex that the internet will dominate the future of personal computing.
The internet is kind of like a gold rush. The amount of excitement, the number of new companies, it's really unbelievable. Now, fortunately, this is a gold rush where there really is gold. It may be buried a little deeper than some people think, but the drops in the price of communication, the fact that PCs everywhere will eventually have very high-speed data rates, allowing them to work together, really will have a fundamental impact. In fact, it will mean that our industry will be changing the way people do business, the way they learn, and even the way they entertain themselves, far more than I think people outside our industry expect.
The internet is really in a place where it's going to change the way we eventually do our business. Because you're able to put up these home pages and the websites, you're going to actually be able to use them for selling, for giving information, for providing support. And in that context, it has a tremendous amount of impact on the computing model.
And on the basic model of doing business. This is WebTrader, an electronic storefront complete with do-it-yourself order forms for products or services offered on the World Wide Web. And this is WebAlert, another application from SBT Accounting Systems that integrates user action on the web with database management. For example, WebAlert can automatically sense the depletion of inventories due to online orders and then instantly notify the purchasing manager to replenish stocks. One of the benefits of automated online commerce is that you can be open 24 hours a day, selling globally in all time zones around the world. But that is creating a demand for multilingual web applications.
For the same reason that people publish books and magazines have television programs in many different languages, we feel that there has to be more than just English on the internet. Multilingual content, European content, Asian content. In a sense, our software companies have taken the attitude, sometimes in the past, we call it the Marie Antoinette attitude. Let them speak English. In fact, people need many languages. We see the trends to be global information processing, global text search retrieval, global web publishing, and of course browsing.
Accent showed off its new multilingual web publisher, which lets you develop web content under Windows using a variety of languages. The Accent web browser also lets you explore foreign language websites under English language Windows. The big problem on the internet is still speed, or lack of it. So there was a great interest here at Comdex on new modems which work with high-speed ISDN phone lines. This is the Cardinal ISDN modem, designed for the Soho market. It's priced at only $200.
So long, sweetheart. You'll be out in 10 years, and I'll be waiting. Say, what's your new address?
Bridget at singsing.com.
If you think the World Wide Web is hot right now, just wait. We are still really in the DOS days on the web. Companies are now coming out with 3D web browsers that'll make surfing the net more like playing a video game.
At Comdex, we're seeing the first bits of 3D on the web. The problem is the PCs as they exist right now and the bandwidth doesn't allow us to get a lot of that activity, the 3D activity, down to the user yet. It does take more power. It takes more bandwidth, it takes more power at the back end, and in many cases it's going to take some power at the front end.
Caligari was demonstrating its new Fountain 3D web browser. In fact, it's more than a browser. You can also create 3D websites using its virtual reality modeling language. But to run this, you do need at least a Pentium processor, a 3D accelerator board, and a 28.8 modem. This is VRealm, a 3D web browser from Integrated Data Systems. Navigating the web in 3 dimensions creates all kinds of new problems that the software has to be able to deal with. VRealm does that by including automatic collision detection and the ability to predefine favorite locations. This is another version of a 3D online environment called Diamond Park from Mitsubishi. It's a virtual park, 1 square mile in size, which lets online users from around the world gather in one virtual space. Mitsubishi says it is using virtual reality for social purposes rather than for game playing.
Yeah, the purpose of this demonstration is to show our concept of a social virtual reality. That is to say, it's a 3D animated environment with sight and sound in which we focus on the social interactions between people. That's in contrast to a lot of the virtual reality stuff that you might have heard about, which really concentrates on individual experiences, often violent combat games, for example.
And 3D environments were even creeping into the endless award ceremonies at Comdex. PC Magazine used this 3D environment from Worlds Incorporated to cybercast their Technical Excellence Awards ceremony over the internet. But whether you're browsing in 3D or 2D, the big problem on the net and on the web is still finding what you want. Byte Magazine's award for Best New Product at Comdex went to Web Compass from QuarterDeck, a powerful web searcher that can automatically send a query to multiple web search engines such as Yahoo, Lycos, or WebCrawler.
Web Compass, probably the best way to think about it really is having your own personal librarian. Every night it goes out, sweeps the World Wide Web, and finds all the articles that are of interest to you.
One of the buzzwords here at Comdex, or one of the buzz acronyms, is CTI, Computer Telephony Integration. No matter where you go, somebody's trying to sell internet software or a computer peripheral that lets you make a phone call on your PC.
For instance, when I call my mother in Belgium, this connection costs like $60 an hour with a regular telephone connection. But over my computer, it's like $3 an hour.
This is just one of a slew of new internet telephone software packages. This one is called Web Talk from QuarterDeck.
Today and testing out connections to people all over the world.
We have too. We've had a lot of fun.
The technology of internet telephony is simple.
What happens is the software captures your voice It converts the voice to digits, compresses those digits, sends it over the internet to the receiving computer, which reverses the process, all within the space of half a second.
Some internet telephony cards are half duplex, meaning they can only carry one voice at a time, so that you have to take turns talking, much as you do on a CB radio. But the newest ones, shown here at Comdex, were full duplex devices that allow normal two-way conversations.
Hello, Dallas. How's it going?
It's going just fine. How's it going there at Comdex?
Oh, Comdex is great. We got lots of people. Everybody's interested. And
well, it's a very interesting technology. I mean, it basically competes with the telephone companies, and it does it a lot more cheaply than you can do long distance. There's still a little difficulty in getting the other person, making sure he's there. So the phone company has this great big network set up to do that, but the internet doesn't have that yet. This other question is, can the internet handle all the bandwidth, all the information? When you digitize voice, it's a tremendous amount of information, and if everybody's going to be spending voice over the internet, it's going to slow it down. So they have to somehow increase the backbone capability to handle all that.
Well, undoubtedly, if 30 million internet users all use Digiphone at the same time, the internet as presently constructed would choke. But that's unlikely to happen in the short term. And in the medium term, there's no doubt that the internet, which is now a commercial medium, will expand its capacity to cope with the extra demand placed upon it.
In addition to using PCs to make phone calls, there was also software here to turn your computer into a personal telephone assistant.
Do you want to leave a message, or shall I put you through?
Put me through.
You have a call from
Kelly Smith.
Do you want to take it?
Yes. Hi, Kelly. It's Jack. Thanks for calling me here at Comdex.
This is Osprey from Voice Processing Corporation. It can even selectively forward phone calls and relay personalized messages. Finally, if you need to find someone's number for an old-fashioned telephone call, there was PC 411. This is a new online national phone directory with over 100 million listings. There is no monthly fee, no hourly connect time, no minimum usage required. Just pay a small charge each time you pull down a number.
On your mark, get set, go!
Ziff Davis is in the lead by a neck. Intuit in third. IBM coming up in second. IBM coming up on the outside line. It's a dead heat in the middle. And now Intuit is coming up on the right lane. IBM trying to come up in Intuit. Intuit is going to Ziff Davis. Paralyzed. Intuit wins. Intuit wins.
Ain't too proud to be.
The attack of the portables continued here at Comdex with lots of neat new notebook PCs featuring Pentium processors, built-in CD-ROM drives, multiple PCMCIA slots, and better docking stations.
Notebook leader Toshiba used Comdex to launch its new Tecra line of high-end laptops. This is the Tecra 700, featuring a 120 megahertz Pentium, internal PCI bus, and external PCI docking station that allows hot docking, meaning you don't have to turn off your computer to plug it into the dock. And the Tecra has a modular design that lets you decide which peripherals to carry around: floppy drive, extra hard drive, or CD-ROM drive. Texas Instruments also showed off its impressive new Extensa notebook computers. These are available with a 486DX4 or a 75 megahertz Pentium. The Extensa notebooks are also modular, but the TI models now come standard with an infrared port for wireless communications. And Hewlett-Packard continued its assault on the notebook market with new models of its high-end Omnibook computers. One of the issues in portable computing is ruggedness and durability, and two companies were catering to the rough handlers. This is the Grunt laptop computer from Texas Micro. designed originally to be used in battle by the U.S. Army. And this is the RDT-3000 from Omnidata. It's only a 386, but it will withstand just about any abuse in the field. If you're more into presentations than conflagrations, you probably care more about how to use your notebook computer to show off graphs and charts. One of the problems in the past has been you had to lower the lights in a presentation room so your audience could see your slides. But now EnView has come out with a new display system called the Diamond D400 that uses digital micromirrors.
One of the breakthroughs of this projector technology is now you can leave the lights on, give the presentation, clearly visible, and again, people continue to work. You can remain in contact with the people, find out who's falling asleep.
The Apple Newton went through a near-death experience about a year ago, but it has come back to life thanks to a very impressive new operating system, version 2.0, and continuing strong support from third-party vendors who keep on coming out with more applications and peripherals.
The key improvement to the Newton is much better handwriting recognition. There are now 2 separate recognition engines, one for cursive and one for printed letters, and both of them work a lot better than the original version.
PDAs have grown up. They're still in the vertical sector, meaning they're being used for Salesforce automation and data collection, etc. And the new Newton 2.0 with the better handwriting helps gain more access to these markets. But the bottom line, we're 2-3 years away from a consumer version of this.
The new version of the Newton also comes with a handy new feature, a set of virtual stationery that lets you easily create nice-looking checklists, outlines, or personal notes. Hewlett-Packard was showing off its new OmniGo 100 personal organizer. The OmniGo 100 uses the Graffiti software system, which delivers almost perfect recognition after just a few minutes of training. The OmniGo also lets you flip the screen so you can use it vertically for pen input or horizontally for keyboard input.
The days of the 1-hour Photoshop may soon be over, along with paper and chemicals and double prints. Digital photography was everywhere here at Comdex, with neat little cameras like this and photo quality printers that plug right into your PC. The cost to get into digital still photography is now down to $500. This is the new Epson PC camera and the Chinon Pocket Digital, both priced under $500. They both feature automatic point-and-shoot operation. Then you can download your digital images into your PC for photo manipulation and prints using a standard computer printer. Or you can buy one of these new specialized photo printers that take output from your PC. The next step up from Epson and Chinon is the Casio QV10. It features a built-in color LCD screen that lets you view your pictures instantly. You can also select the good shots and delete the bad ones to open up more memory. The Casio digital camera sells for around $800. Perhaps the most full-featured digital camera is the Ricoh RDC-1. This camera comes with a detachable LCD screen and a built-in flash, and the Ricoh camera can record audio and even short video sequences. The RDC-1 is priced at $1,500. Color LCDs were showing up everywhere, not just on digital cameras. Fujitsu demonstrated this 42-inch flat-panel plasma display, which can be easily seen from almost any viewing angle. And a company called Nishiden showed off this more affordable 20-inch flat-screen color display. And a French company named Upkey launched the first-ever desktop PC to come standard with a flat-panel color LCD display. And the reaction to this sleek French design was definitely ooh la la.
I can't even say the reaction, play the reaction of the people. They walked by the booth and we heard the wow, gorgeous. And to us, you know, we looked at them and say, can you repeat that again? Wow, gorgeous. And the most words we heard, it was refreshing, innovative. Lots of times I heard, why the other guys have not done that before.
The Upkey desktop PC is an all-in-one unit like the early Macintosh, with every peripheral you can think of already built in, so there is no need to ever open it up and install add-ons. But if you have a more standard PC that has expansion slots, Televideo has come up with a new easy upgrade solution. One add-on card called the All Media Processor Board that includes a modem, a sound card, a video card, a graphics accelerator, and MPEG capability. The all-in-one expansion card costs about $300. And while we are on upgrades, what about a mouse that really fits your hand, the size of your hand? Just like the Three Bears, the new Contour mouse comes in 3 sizes: big for Papa, medium for Mama, and little for Junior.
With everybody running out of space on their hard drives these days, the trend is clearly toward additional portable storage, and leading the field right now is iOmega with its zip drive and its brand new Jazz drive.
iOmega began revolutionizing the way people use their personal information a year ago with the introduction of the $199 zip drive, and I'm really proud to say that Jazz is here, $99 for a 1 gigabyte disk, fast as a hard drive. It is truly going to revolutionize the way people are able to store, organize, and move their stuff.
iOmega had more to brag about than just the new Jazz drive. They were also showing off a very nice new data docking module that includes a removable 4 gigabyte hard drive and a Jazz drive. SciQuest was also pursuing the portable drive market, one of its traditional strengths, claiming that its EZ135 portable hard drive was better than iOmega's zip drive. The SciQuest drive holds 135 megabytes of data, is a bit faster than the zip, and costs less per megabyte. Philips showed off a new storage product, their next-generation optical disk drive, and the beauty of this solution is that it is not only platform-independent, but also appliance-independent.
Well, the elegance of this format, it is not dependent basically on the user platform. So this system can be connected to processing power, a PC, or a display type of product, a television. Whether there will be a merge between the two, it doesn't matter for this system. It will always be the software provider, the content provider, the carrier for that.
Windows 95 was old news at this Comdex. The action was in that big white tent over there called the Microsoft Partners Pavilion, where more than 115 software companies were showing off new applications written especially for Windows 95.
One of the coolest new Windows 95 applications was the ultimate file organizer from Documagix called Papermaster. It's easy to use because it uses a familiar visual metaphor: old-fashioned filing cabinets to store things or find things. You just open file cabinet drawers and look inside your folders. If you're still trying to learn how to use Windows 95 or Win95 applications, Knowledge Quest was demonstrating a new CD-ROM tutorial that resides inside the application, so that you don't have to quit the application to go run the tutorial.
The ability to enter formulas into a worksheet is one of the most basic and powerful features of Excel.
The good news is there was a lot of fun stuff for Windows on exhibit at this Comdex. Voyager showed off a new music learning program that includes 4 interactive modules that not only teach you how to play an instrument, but also teach you music theory and composition. The software works because it was designed by a real music teacher, Hugh Berberich.
I guess because I speak to them in terms that they enjoy. That's what this CD-ROM's about. It gives people a chance to really enjoy the experience of music, brings it to a level that isn't haughty. A lot of conservatories kind of talk above people at times, if you will, and we've tried to make this enjoyable for anybody, age 10 through adult.
With the growing interactive and multimedia capability of today's more powerful computers, there were more self-help software titles on display here at Comdex. This is a program from IMSI that helps you stop smoking.
But these only produce a placebo effect. That is, to date, their results have not been scientifically demonstrated.
Seventh Level expanded its product offerings to move into the educational arena with the Great Word Adventure. The program uses comedian Howie Mandel to teach children language skills.
Yeah, it's cold out here in winter.
I'm getting goosebumps. And that's weird, because I'm not a goose.
And there were some cool new games at Comdex. This is Angel Devoid from Mindscape. It's an action-adventure game with a complex plot in which the bad guy blows up your face and then gets computer surgeons to make you look like him. Sirius got a lot of attention with its $1 Million Treasure Hunt game. Part of the attention was probably due to the presence of lovely actress Terry Farrell, who stars in the game. She was astonished that online geeks would actually go to the trouble of creating a World Wide Web fan club for her.
I'm really flattered. I can't believe somebody takes time to do this.
There's Terry Farrell sounds on here as well.
No.
There was a hot new soccer game from Ubisoft with play-by-play from World Cup soccer sensation Alexi Lalas.
Watch me, we got Mr. Hawkeye as our officials for the race.
And voice control finally came to gaming with the new virtual cooperation game from Microforum. No keyboard, no mouse, no joystick, just talk to it.
How many years of experience do you have in the workforce?
5.
That's it for our look at this year's Fall Comdex show. From Las Vegas, I'm Stuart Chaffee for the Computer Chronicles.